We'll begin with new allegations of potential Biden family corruption. It's becoming increasingly difficult for Democrats and liberal media to ignore what's happening. And just yesterday, House Republicans released never-before-seen bank records surrounding the family's overseas business dealings. The records, those bank records, stem from Hunter Biden's time on the board of that Ukrainian energy company, Burisma, and Joe Biden's time as vice president. The details are really shocking. According to the records, Hunter Biden and his dad and his family business associates received more than $20 million from foreign clients. $6.5 million came from Ukraine, $3.1 million came from Romanian businessman, and a Kazakhstani businessman bought Hunter Biden a Porsche, while business tycoons from China and Russia were sending over millions more. What in the world was that money being spent on, I wonder? The New York Post says it thinks it was access to Joe Biden that was for sale, the Biden brand. Now, President Biden is offering his first reaction to Devon Archer's bombshell testimony. Remember that from last week. He was the former bestie and business colleague on that board of Hunter Biden. And the president snapped at Fox News' Peter Doocy instead of answering the question, addressing the issue. Let's watch.
There's this testimony now where one of your son's former business associates is claiming that you were on speakerphone a lot with them, talking business. Is that what?
I never talk business with anybody. And I knew you'd have a lousy question.
Well, why is that a lousy question?
Because it's not true.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Jessica, is it really a lousy question? I mean, this is making headlines. Other networks now, NBC, other networks are covering the fact that this is happening. Why not just take the question?
Well, he did take the question, and he addressed it.
Why insult the reporter?
Listen, Peter Doocy had to be waved over, and he had to be allowed to come over there. There was Secret Service. So he welcomed him into that exchange. And if the president wants to say that it's a lousy question, then that's his prerogative to do it. At least he let Peter Doocy ask the question in the first place. And frankly, the president is right to say that he didn't have anything to do with it because that's exactly what Devon Archer's testimony confirmed. I honestly can't believe it. We were talking about it on the 5 yesterday.
Devon Archer said he
just
wasn't,
let me speak.
Hold on. Devon Archer said he wasn't on the phone calls. For instance, the Dubai call, he walked out of the room during the call.
Oh, okay.
So
well, there's more that Devon Archer said. Like he wasn't aware of any wrongdoing by the president.
That he's not an attorney. I'll just put that out there. He's not. And
well,
we don't know all of what happened on that call in
Devon
terms
Archer
of the texture
either
of it.
matters or he doesn't. And it was billed as bombshell testimony. I'm here to tell you why it wasn't a bombshell. So again, he said, not aware of any wrongdoing by the president. That 1023 form that Republicans like Jim Comer and everyone love to wave around. He says it wasn't any evidence of wrongdoing on the part of President Biden, that it wasn't evidence of a bribe. He knows nothing of the, quote, $5 million that the Burisma board allegedly gave to Joe Biden. He also talked about what happened with Viktor Shokin, the Ukrainian prosecutor being fired by Joe Biden and the rest of the international community. He said that Viktor Shokin was good for Burisma, that he wasn't investigating corruption there. Every piece of evidence, so-called evidence, that the Republicans have has utterly fallen apart, which is why Chuck Grassley and Ron Johnson have admitted on our air multiple times that they don't, quote, have it yet. And I would encourage everyone to watch Steve Doocy this morning talking about it on the Fox and Friends couch, where he's pushing and he's saying, tell me what the crime is, what law has been broken.
Well, we all have been asking that. We've all wanted to see.
No, that's not
true. Well, I have been. I've wanted to see the evidence. I've asked James Comer, the chairman of Oversight, myself.
The net effect of this is going to be electoral disaster for Republicans.
Here's my question.
Let's move on.
If I take everything,
well, no, I want to give somebody else a chance to talk.
Then you got to be able to explain these payments. If everything you just said is true, which I don't believe that it is, and it's not what Devon Archer said.
It is.
Then explain to me. Well, hold on. Let's say I take everything you just said at face value. $20 million coming from Russia, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, while he is the vice president. What did he get for it? Because if we take your explanation, there's no reason to send that money. $8 million coming from China right after he left the vice presidency for things that were done while he was the vice president. If I take what you said at face value, then what were they being paid for? Romania, $3 million came in from Romania while he was the vice president. And if I take your explanation, then what were the payment for? You don't send that money because you like somebody. You send that money because you're getting something from the Biden crime family.
But tell me what he got, because there's
clearly got, well, first
What?
he got a prosecutor fired that was
But that's
investigating
not
a
true,
company.
Ben.
That is true.
Really? You're
The
going to just...
president
bragged about
told
it on
us
TV.
that.
He said on
Yes,
TV,
and why?
have that
son of a
video of the
you-know-what,
president
I got
saying
him
he's
fired.
gonna
That's
call-
his
Oh,
quote.
he got him
No
fired
aid
because...
unless they fire that prosecutor. I'm going to ask the team to see if we can.
I've seen the video 50 million
so you
times.
know,
I know
it
that he was-
exists with the president there,
Of
with a
course.
ton of people in the audience.
But the prosecutor was not fired for the reason that you guys are saying
Yes,
that he
you
was
don't think it
prosecuted.
helped that he was gonna withhold $1 billion in U.S. aid?
Doing
'Cause that's what he
his
said.
job. That was the point, that he was not
Then
actually...
you're contradicting the president of the United States of America.
No,
the same way that the
you're
president...
misinterpreting him on purpose.
Yeah, this is what we're listening to is what we call the raising of the bar defense. So, Jessica, you said it's no big deal, the Devon Archer testimony. Well, okay, Biden has repeatedly said since the campaign trail, I never spoke to my son about his business dealings. Well, we learned from Devon Archer, he spoke to him 20 times. He was on speakerphone. He attended meetings that the White House told us he was never present at, the 2015 meeting at Cafe Milano. So when you say it's not a big deal, you're saying it's not a big deal that the president of the United States lies. Then you say, okay, no crime was committed here. Again, you're raising the bar. A crime doesn't have to be committed here. The whole point is that this is corruption. The American people see this and say, this stinks. Hunter gets a Porsche because of access to his dad. Joe Biden, who's been in public service for, 80 years, walks out the door, $8 million net worth, reportedly. How did he get it? All book deals and speeches? I mean, Jessica, how did he get it? And the question no Democrat can answer, maybe you can, if Joe Biden is not the big guy, who? Please tell me, I beg you, who is the big guy? Who?
All right, so at stake
No
here,
one knows because it's Joe Biden.
at stake here is national security. That's the only reason we care. Nobody cares about Hunter. Do they, Emily, really? Do we really want to go on YouTube and keep looking at all of his stuff? We don't care about him. We care about, did he make his father, did he put him in a position of vulnerability by giving people access to his father
The
that had
illusion
not
of
been
access is what Devon Archer
access to
said.
That's not what he
his
said. The
dad,
question was asked
access to his dad without the vetting of those people on those calls. We have an actual attorney, Emily.
Did you want to take
No,
a
it's,
minute to respond? I
I'll
wanna
go
make sure you have-
after. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
So the argument is that it's not an illusion. The argument is that there was actual access and influence being sought and paid for. And sort of on the back end, at a minimum, we know that hundreds of millions of dollars were funneled to the Biden family through complex shell companies.
Hundreds of millions?
Millions of dollars.
Okay.
Dozens of millions. Math isn't my strong point, but sort of an obscene amount that wasn't commensurate with their day jobs. And it was through complex shell companies that are usually formed for the purpose of laundering or hiding money. And when you sort of take a step back and say, well, at a minimum on the spectrum, it's unethical to sell your title for personal gain or for the gain of your family. And then upwards to criminal, obviously, then that would be truly selling access or influence. So I think what disturbs me is that obviously the court of public opinion is totally different than a court of law. But it seems as if the argument from the Democrats is that they need to see an actual check written out that in the memo line says for corruption from a Ukrainian or Chinese company. But it doesn't work like that. When you have a million other vectors that are pointing to the transfer of money, the benefit, the occurrence of phone calls, of meetings and the like, the assurances via email, the gratifications, the thank you notes from President Biden. I mean, people have been convicted of murder a million times without a body actually being found. So the concept that it's not newsworthy or doesn't matter unless and until you have that actual confession, to me seems a little bit disingenuous because there's so much volume of information here that really points to the most massively inappropriate, unethical, and likely criminal use of foreign influence for peddling influence for this
I want to be clear.
family.
I think that it matters. I think everyone should cover it, but they should cover it fairly, and they should do things like actually quote
do every
Devon Archer's testimony instead of a roundabout thing. We know that Comer didn't even show up for the thing. Jim Jordan, when he walked out, he said it's a very productive session, and then he ran to cameras. You're not held responsible for
Which
what
is
you
what
say.
the left
have
did
not
with the
been-
January 6th committee, like every day.
So
That's
then-
what people
so
do.
then-
You hold a hearing and then you go talk to the media.
I have
It's
not
called
been in a
politics.
position, where people have read every single page. But that's what we were given to do. And as journalists, we read it. It was
Right.
very lightly redacted. So,
then
so
you
you could
saw-
read it. And what he simply said was he and his dad were on these calls. And they talked about the weather. It's about access. It's about the perception
paid
that you
for.
have a relationship with the powerful man in the White House.
Access and crimes
We
are
got to run.
different.
I think Emily laid it out
Sure,
beautifully.
I think Emily did
think
as well, but that
I think
doesn't-
she laid it out.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.